One of my favorite parts of this year's World Cup has not been the soccer. It's been the visitors discovering America.
We owe America a huge apology because America is nothing like what the media tells us. Everyone is so friendly, everyone is so accommodating, and I've honestly had the best time.
America, you've given me one of the greatest moments in my life. This is the best World Cup of all time.
What is your guys' favorite part about America?
Everything. Texas barbecue.
Texas barbecue.
Texas barbecue.
People very kind.
Very kind?
Yeah.
Warming people.
The people.
They came expecting one country and found another. And what's even more interesting is a lot of Americans seem just as surprised. Hi, my name is Levi Spires, and this is the Tip You in the App Daily Drive podcast. Still here, still looking. Today's Daily Drive podcast is brought to you by the Gig You app. Do you know what I'm talking about? Those videos, if you go on TikTok or X or Facebook or whatever, Instagram Reels, you'll see all of the foreign people from Germany, Japan, and they're experiencing America.
A German fan is brought to tears not because Germany was eliminated from the World Cup, but because of how he was treated in America.
I fall in love with this country, and this was so emotional. I even cried in the stadium. Americans are not rude, Germans are not rude. If we are together, we can achieve great things.
Now, people helping people is not unique to America, so I don't want to over exaggerate it, but it's been just refreshing because if you're like me, we are building America through screens. I think most of us experience America through TikTok or X or whatever else. I see America through the lens of what is being displayed on my screen in front of me. And that screen, that America that I see is polarized. Trump versus Biden, blue versus red, the Bills versus the Chiefs, you name it. There's bad news of a shooting somewhere, a robbery. There are some really bad things in the news all the time. Wars. It's just not good. And that's the America that a lot of us experience. Now, why is that? Well, there's a sociologist named Ray Oldenburg, and he talks in his book about three places. Those three places being your home, your work, and the third one is kind of like your community. In fact, that's the thing he's coined. The term is the third place. Now, think about our homes. Our homes, no matter where you live, there tend to be pretty much shelters. It's just me, my wife, my son, sometimes some other family, but it's just my home. That's a very small group of people. Then my work, for a lot of us, we work at a job, whether it's an office or some sort of shop. You might be on the road as a trucker, but for the most part, our work is kind of, again, sheltered to a small group of people. And then the third place would be like your community. Maybe you go to a bar, maybe you or go to a church, whatever it might be. But again, it's still small groups of people, and you know every single person there, whether you're really intimate and close and personal, like with your family, or maybe you just know somebody on a first name basis at your bar, whatever it might be, the first, second, and third place. But I think there's a fourth place. It's in an Uber. It's in a taxi. Okay, let me explain it to you this way. When I'm out Uber driving, strangers get in my car and they're random. I don't get to see the same people on a regular basis. But because it is a close, kind of intimate environment, it's quiet, the world's passing us by, there's just two of us there, you tend to connect as a human. Now, there's polite society, small talk about the weather and things like that. And there's sometimes passengers that don't talk at all and all that. And sometimes you have these really authentic conversations. And you know what? As I experience people from all around the world, all the time, from different sociology or socioeconomic environments. So I get rich people in the back of my car, poor people in the back of my car, white, black, Muslim, Christian, people that barely speak English to people that are fluent in it, old, young, you name it. They all get in the back of my car and they're all strangers. And for the most part, we're really polite to each other and we talk. And Uber drivers experience a different America than most people because we have that stranger that is sitting right back there. And 99 out of 100, actually out of 15,000 rides that I've done, maybe 10, 20 have been really, really negative. Doesn't mean people aren't polite or whatever, but for the most part, almost everyone is really, really kind and friendly and experiencing a positive life. Doesn't mean something bad isn't happening to them or negative, but it's not what we see on the news. And the other thing is I'm out driving around. If you're an Uber driver and you're a taxi driver, you're out in your city, you're seeing all parts of your city. Before I was an Uber driver, my world was pretty limited to like my home, my office, maybe my son's soccer field, the golf course, a couple of restaurants that I like to go to, but I would drive through everything. I wouldn't see and experience a lot of it. Now I know every single pothole in the city of Syracuse. So the news reports set these expectations. There's drug deals on every corner and violence and who knows who's going to get elected next. And people always, especially on social media, if our worlds are built through these screens, I think because we're anonymous online, we have a different persona. When we're hiding behind a username, that's not our real name and people don't really know who we are, we say things that we wouldn't say in public. But in the backseat of my car, it's you. Even if you used a fake name to get into the car, it's still you. And so I think people are just really polite and kind and they have great stories and it doesn't mean everything's perfect. And there are real problems, but the perspective matters. And honestly, the world that the people, the visitors that came to the United States, the world that they experienced and what they posted on social media about how great it was to get free chips and salsa and how kind Americans are. And it seemed really odd for us as Americans to watch that. You're watching that juxtaposed against some sort of CNN report about whatever. And you're like, yeah, that's the real America. The real America is that out of the 300 some odd million of us that are here, we're all really pretty nice and pretty kind. And because we're not hiding behind some sort of fake anonymity, when we're face to face with each other, the news reports kind of die down and the real humanity of us. The America that those visitors experienced is the America that I see every day as an Uber driver. Now to your questions. Kent Village says, I make an average $700 gross income on a weekly basis, working 4 times in a week, working between 6 to 7 hours in a day, driving about 90 miles per day. Am I doing it right? I just started in March. I just like the freedom of being my own boss and can work whenever I want. Man, that freedom and that flexibility is something that we all like as drivers. For example, I'm sitting here instead of going out and driving right at this moment, but I know later on I can drive when I want to drive. If I don't want to drive, I don't have to. So that freedom is almost if that goes away, Uber will die as a business for drivers. But $700 gross income, 4 times a week, 6 to 7 hours, that's 24 hours, 90 miles a day. So 90, that's what, 200 something, 300, 400 miles. I don't know. I'm doing math in my head. A couple things. Am I doing it right is what you asked. Yeah, you're doing it right. 100% I'm cheering for you. If you seem happy with the gig and those dollar amounts and those numbers work for you and you're happy, then yeah, you're doing it right. There's so many questions that I have that to answer you the better. What car do you drive? What is your cost per mile? What city do you drive in? And then there's like nuances like that I'll never be able to answer because I don't know your city, but are you changing your strategy a little bit to maximize maybe your tips or maybe get more surges? Are you driving late at night or early in the morning? There's a lot of variables to it that no one can answer for you. Here's what I would tell you. Don't get stuck. Don't believe the way you're doing it right now is the best way. Always challenge your beliefs. So test new ideas. Explore. Another thing I would tell you is track your data. Track it. And that's why I like GigU, by the way. GigU tells me when a ride is profitable, yes or no. But I have spreadsheets. I know that really well. And then the final thing is learn your city really well. Wherever you drive, become intimate with it. That's what this podcast, this episode was really about, was kind of this idea of like, I know my city. I know the people of the city. And knowing that will help you make better decisions on which trips to take and which ones not to take. So are you doing it right? Yeah. I know a lot of drivers will try to give you more and more advice. Some other content creators will do that. They don't know you, so they don't know. Number one, are you happy? If you are, great. Just don't fall into a rut, because that's what happened to me. I started thinking I knew exactly what to do. And now that I'm testing new ideas, I feel a little bit more of that freedom coming back to me. Okay. Steven says, Levi, how much was supercharging? I posted a picture of me supercharging my car and it said it is expensive. And supercharging is expensive. Now, how much does it cost? There's so many variables to it. The bottom line is this. If you have an electric car, the cheapest way to charge your car is overnight at your house. Typically, for me, it's still kind of expensive relative to other electricity, but it's like 14 cents per kilowatt hour, which means it costs me about, I don't know, I'm going to make up a number here, but like $10 to go 290 miles, which is a lot cheaper than my Prius, even if the gas was $3 a gallon. So electricity is really cheap at home. So when I charge at a supercharger, it's supplemental. I typically charge at a supercharger to get me to the next place, typically my house. So the picture that I took was me charging at my supercharger close to my house because I was going to arrive at my house with like 3% battery. So I stopped for about 2 minutes, put just enough electricity to arrive at my house with 10% battery, and then I came home. I just happened to take a picture then. So how much is supercharging? If I were to charge my battery from 0 to 100% at a supercharger, we're talking $28-30 to go that 200 something miles. So it feels more like you're getting 30 miles to the gallon. And sometimes superchargers can even be more expensive if they're really busy. So yeah, I wish it was a simple answer. Maybe I should do a video on that. I don't know if people would be really interested in that, but there you go. Final question, which is maybe going to take a little bit of while to explain. John says, you charge them Uber rates for the ride. Car wash was the highlight of my parents' visit, was the post. It was just another post picture. A couple things. No, I did not charge my parents for the ride, but I took them through the car wash and I kind of showed them the ropes with the Tesla. And in fact, my dad even went to the Tesla dealership and test drove the Cybertruck. I don't think he liked it that much. But a couple things are going on, and I want you to be aware of it. If you stayed this long into the podcast, you're a fan, so bear with me. We're starting a new year, and you've seen the podcast progress from what it was to where it is today, and it's going to continue to progress. The show, Daily Drive. My name is Levi, and I have a brand called Tip You in the App, and there is a show called the Daily Drive Podcast under that. But I do other things. You've probably seen some stories that I've written and some other pieces. I've done a masterclass. So there's some more things coming down. But I took like 2 weeks off. I still did a little bit of driving. I still produced a little bit of content for social media. But now we're back into full swing. The summer is the slow time for me as an Uber driver. When the college is in session, that's when all the college kids are around town. There's like 100,000 more people in my city, which like it grows everything. And that's when I do a lot. I stay really busy. So summer is slow. And it gives me a chance just to kind of take a break and just think. And, you know, I'm super excited about the direction that this show, the brand, and the content I've been producing, the direction that it's going. All thanks to you and your feedback. I read your comments, I engage with you, and you guys are really helping me become a better artist and a better writer. So some things that are out there that I'm not going to tell you in detail the names of them, but I do have another masterclass that I want to get published. I have some non-Uber driver sponsors that I'd like to sign and get on board. As you can see, this content isn't just like how to be a good Uber driver, because there's tons of guys telling you how to do Uber driving really well. I want America, I want the world to know what it's like for us as drivers, see the world through our lens. Definitely getting closer to that book being done. I'm excited about that. So I'd like to get that written. So here's what I like from you. If you can, it would be great. There's a link in the description. I'll put it right near the top of the description to my email sign up. Just go to my website. It's going to be right there on the homepage. Click email sign up. Here's what it really means. Followers are good. Views are good. Those things really matter. But emails to publishers, to potential sponsors means a lot. Now, I'm not going to give anybody your email. The only email you're ever going to receive is from me. So I'm pretty good about it. And so I take that very serious, and I appreciate you guys taking a look at that. So go to my website, sign up with your email, and the more emails I can collect, the more it'll help me sign a good publisher for the book. And that means a lot to me. I want to thank GigU and Redtiger for their sponsorship of this program and the channel and the brand. That really helps a lot because it is expensive to produce. Take time off of work to produce content. It takes a lot of effort. If you want to really connect, hey, become a Thrive member here on the YouTube channel. It costs like $3 a month, $4 a month. And I give you some exclusive content, early access to content. And your comments are the ones that I tend to engage with first, if at all. So I appreciate that. You don't want to pay money. I understand that. Do the email thing, but you can also join the free driver group. Now it's drivers only on Facebook. It's under Tip You in the app. So join that free Facebook group. And you can connect with me anywhere. You want to talk World Cup soccer and golf, British Open's coming up. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm over on X. If you want to talk business, I'm on LinkedIn. There's a lot of ways to connect with me. Drivers, I want you to be safe, healthy, and happy. And I want you to make lots of money. But mostly, I want you to enjoy the ride. My name is Levi Spires. I am cheering for you. I'm still here. Be well. Bye.